Hello, world, and everybody out there. It's so good to see you. I'm really glad you tuned in. Today, I want to talk to you about relationships that died. Now, they didn't like literally pass over, died. But in a sense, they did because they're no longer connected to the original person that they hooked up with. So it feels like they died. I deal with a lot of relationship questions, and the clients just want hope. Is he coming back? Is there a reason that he's not communicating? Is he going to reconnect anytime soon? When will I see him again? Is it possible we can make up and get back together? All of those are valid questions, although sometimes I have to give the bad news that it's over. Like kaput, done, fini. And that's not always easy for me. I like to think that it's not so much whether it's hard or easy as that I can gently and lovingly tell the individual that's asking, here's what's really going on. You have a choice, and they have a choice, and if those two choices don't come back together, then you have a new choice to make to move forward, whichever way that ends up. So I don't like to just say, get the hell out. It's over. You're done. I never want to treat someone like that. It just reminds me of a football coach. Come on, you can do it. Keep going. I know there's nice football coaches, but just seems to be the encouragement is a little gruff sometimes. But anyways, we're not here to talk about football. I know the Super Bowl is coming up, but I digress. Back to relationships that died. I feel like a first responder having to go to the house, knock on the door, and say, ma'am, your daughter's no longer alive. Now, I'm sure the first responders have done their share of saying that they're not going to make it or it's not coming back. And yeah, I want to say they get used to it, but it's not really something you get used to so much as you learn how to work with it based on how many times it's occurred. So for me, telling someone their relationship is over, I'd rather be shooting from the hip, honest, upfront, and serious about it and say, listen, I really don't see it continuing. My gut feeling says you're done. Move on. Now, that's not fun to hear from the person that's like, really? Please tell me we can make it. I can tell them that, but I also say to them, I'm not going to give you false hope. I don't want someone to hinge upon some words that I say because it's a suggestion of what could happen. I just want them to have the knowledge, the information, the data to make a more well informed decision. And that's what ends up happening. They take that information, they go home, they mull it over, and they decide, what am I going to do now that I know more about this? They can still hang on. They can still hold the torch for that person and think, oh, it's not so bad. It'll come back. If it does, I'm excited. I had a client that hung on for 5 years after her husband took off for a while. She was dedicated. She loved him. She was there for him. He came back. They had a great marriage. But 5 years is a long time. But in her case, she was willing to wait. So I say to you, sometimes the truth is not as comfortable, but you rather have the truth so that you can take those choices and information and move forward. So that's what I have for you today. I'd love to hear your comments, any input, quotes, ideas, thoughts. Just you saw me, drop a line, say, hey, you're looking good. And I will see you again real soon, right back here. Bye now.